Should we
Sexy.
spin her around so we can see the back? Because
Just a little
those
bit.
lovely, loose, natural-looking curls. So you took a curling iron, you did a curl as you would normally.
Yeah, about
And then
inch
you
and a
let it
half.
go.
As it was hot, pinned it, let it cool in that set.
So it stayed
Yes.
as it cooled in
Exactly.
that curled shape. Look at that.
You know,
Beautiful.
still a lot looser, straight through the top of the head. As it moved down, then the curls loosen out to the ends.
Because the weight of the hair would
Exactly.
naturally pull it out.
Exactly.
But then you've
Trying
got
to get away from all the waves and stuff like that. Just a little bit of a change.
Yeah, and it looks kind of forced.
Exactly.
Some of those styles.
And
whereas
this is
looks so
very
natural.
natural. Here we go.
Beautiful.
Wherever it falls.
All right.
Sexy.
Well, you're going to look gorgeous wherever you go today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so curling it, pinning it, and then just letting
Let
it
it
go.
go. Using your fingers. Set.
All right, next one.
Here
This
comes
is
the
a
Gatsby.
little more involved.
And using the base from the roller set and the curl, we moved into this.
Okay.
The evening. Incorporating it like the 20s, 30s, the Gatsby. And from that curl, just combing it, giving you a full fringe.
What's happening there? How is it staying in that shape?
Well, I back comb it a bit. That was my little trick.
Okay.
Then blended it all in, giving me that little sort of semi finger wave, and then folded it over her ear and tucked it in.
Look how beautiful that
And
is.
creating still some fun parts with the chignon influence,
It's
but
still loose. Yeah.
Yes,
It's like we were reading each other's minds.
exactly.
Still loose, still natural looking.
Exactly, and this is all done, the following step from the loose previously one.
So
Style
that
with
was
the
your
curls.
base. Think
That's
of
my
that as
base.
your base.
Yeah, and
Now
then we pull
color-
it straight through.
Color-wise, this is lovely. There's a bit of an auburn sheen.
An aubergine. Like your shirt,
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's got popcorn dust all over it.
right? So we moved into that, then went continuing the fold on the other side.
Beautiful. Side part, an important part of this.
a deep side part.
Right, it's on a bit of an angle, isn't
That's
it?
correct.
Okay.
So we can create a little bit more heaviness towards the front,
Ah, I see.
right?
Beautiful.
I think it works well.
You kidding? It looks amazing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And that's going to stay in, even though it's loose, it's going to stay in
Yes,
place,
because
right?
we enforced it with some pins. Lots of pins.
Yeah, no, it's always fun dismantling those
Yes.
dues. Now
So,
this,
hey, this is current times. Moving away from all the waves. I think the straight's coming right back in. See, it emphasizes a lot of facial structure. Showed more of her beauty, her eyes, and less focus. So it's all about the face, the exposure of the face.
All right, now I'm imagining that her hair is fairly straight generally, would you say?
Her hair has a bit of a wave.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
But it looks coarse, like it looks like a thick hair.
Yes.
I wouldn't, you know what I mean, not coarse as in, but
No, but the diameter is quite
it's,
thick.
it's,
Yes.
it's a large hair follicle.
Yes.
So would it be difficult to straighten?
No, what we did was blow dried it out, use some serum on top of it, and just use a flat iron just to control it so it stays straight. So you see we moved from the roller setting, flirty curls, to the sexy 20s Gatsby updo. No, taking it at the end of the evening to straight.
Sleek and
Yes.
straight.
So really and truly you've got 3 looks from that one set.
And this is going to work for daytime at the office?
I think so in that evening going out. So evening you had the choices. All 3 can be used for the evening. All 3 can be, well, 2 of them can be used for the daytime, and definitely the evening one, which was the middle look we showed. Christmas is coming, parties are coming, New Year's Eve is coming, so that works best. So you've got 3 choices.
When you're straightening your hair, if your hair has a tendency to go frizzy, do you have products you would recommend to help keep the sleekness?
Well, a lot of great anti-frizz
So look
products.
specifically for
Yes.
anti-frizz? Okay.
That'll be really good. And again, condition to condition. Once the moisture's on the inside, and it's, the actual frizzing aspect going out is going to be minimized.
Back in the day, they used to recommend brushing your hair at night, 100 strokes. Is that something we think about anymore?
Well, it's-
Distributing the oils?
Well, it's healthy.
Really?
It promotes healthy hair.
Okay,
So I think that really works. Something not to be missed.
cool. And how often should we be washing our hair in a perfect world?
Well, it depends on the individual. Sometimes you don't have to wash it every day. That's why a lot of conditioners have cleansing agents in them.
What?
9 times out of 10 they do. So you can use your conditioner in the middle, rinse it, use the conditioner, it actually cleanses it out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you don't always. And then there are now dry shampoos, so some people prefer that as well.
can't
So
figure-
there's so many different options.
I can't make those dry shampoos work for me, but I can see how for these styles,
Yes.
the dry shampoo might be helpful to create a little more volume, right?
Correct. Yes.
How do you use them? What's the way you actually use a
Well,
dry shampoo?
Towards the base, brushing it out after.
So just at the root.
Yes.
So pick the hair up, spray
Exactly. Brushing it through. Some you can put through to the ends, but mainly towards where the oils and the sediments lie.
it. And that just what absorbs the oil?
Yes, it absorbs the oil and dissipates.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I remember, again, I don't know why I've got these stories from the 1800s, but I remember hearing that farmers used to put oatmeal in their hair. Same idea, right? Help
Yeah,
absorb
same
the oil?
premise.
Because they never.
But the dry shampoos have been around for so long, they're now making a comeback like everything else.
True, they are.
So it's a good thing, right?
All right. Do you have names for these styles?
All my beauties.
So again, that beautiful loose curl using just the curling iron and then pinning the curl while
Yes.
it cools, letting it fall. This is more of a chignon, did you
That's
say?
correct.
Inspired by the great Gatsby.
Gatsby, yeah.
Turn around so we can see the back, please. Oh, so beautiful. And we're calling this the sleek and sexy silhouette.
Yes.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
And of course, for more information, you can go to hair91.com. Get Adrian to do your hair for you
Be
for
my
all of those
pleasure.
great holiday parties, right?
That's my pleasure.
Love that. Thank you so much. We're going to do some wine tasting afterwards.
Thank you.
You guys look like you're ready for a wine party. Well, obviously, we're going to be talking about some wine. We've got the Interim Director of Trade for the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, Giorgio Tinelli. Good to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
And these are all Italian wines that we're going to talk about today?
These are all Italian wines coming from a specific region and
Really?
a specific area inside this region.
So there's the region,
Yeah.
and then even more specific.
If you consider the Italian peninsula and you just see that the heart of the Italian peninsula, you're going to find Umbria, this region, and at the heart of Umbria, the region, the area of Montefalco.
Oh, Montefalco.
Yes.
What makes that area unique?
Well, is one of the symbols of Italy, where you can find in Italy. We are talking about lands that gently slopes on hills, and on top of these hills there are medieval towns like Montefalco. They are
Medieval town.
medieval towns. So we are talking about really like medieval, like very ancient towns, and little jewels. And around these little jewels, this town, there is a production areas of wine that are here today. They are kind of the ambassadors of Italy and the region specifically.
I'm guessing that the production practices have not changed very much over the years, right? They've probably stayed true to their original roots.
Well, the Italians are particularly strict when it comes to regulate the production, especially when it comes to protect the indigenous grape. Italy has like probably the most varied actually. Contains different grapes, native grapes, about like 355.
355
yeah.
different grape varieties.
Different native varieties. Wow. And here in this region, and particularly in this little town, we're talking about like 5,000 people. Around this town, we find one of the most interesting grape that is called Sagrantino.
Which wine are we referring to here?
We are referring to both wines
of them,
because
okay.
these wines are 100% made from the Sagrantino grape.
Sagrantino.
Yes, Sagrantino grape is the indigenous grape that we are promoting. We've been working with the consortium of Montefalco wines that we're promoting in Ontario because the Sagrantino grape is the protagonist, and we would really like to see it competing with the most famous, more famous actually grapes that are in Italy. You find the Brunello di Montalcino, the wines, the Chianti from Tuscany. This grape and the wine is great, and we would like just to have the opportunity to explain why.
And if this same grape were grown somewhere else,
No.
it wouldn't have the same flavor, would it?
This grape can grow only there.
Wow.
And when we talk about Italian legislation, we are particularly strict when it comes to that. It can grow only there, and the production of the wine needs to follow specific rules in order to obtain a 100% quality product that is made for this grape.
What does it taste like? What flavors would we get?
Well, we're talking about a grape that in nature has a very, very thick skin and very, very high tannins, which means that at the grape level, it's protected against molds and other parasites. When it becomes wine, the high tannins that are very aggressive at the beginning also shield the wine against the oxygen, which means that it's a wine that is very suitable for aging. You can keep it in your cellar for up to 15 years, and provided that, of course, you can do it, because it's very tempting to actually open the bottle and drink it. It's a rebellious wine, as was described by like a wine connoisseur in Ontario. It's rebellious because the tannins are very high, but thanks to the producer and to the winemakers in the area that they were able to soften it up and round out the tannins, we are talking about a wine that is great in structure.
With meat, with
Absolutely.
cheese, what would you eat? have it with?
Absolutely. We are talking about red meat. We are talking about roasted lamb. We are talking about game, of course, but we are also talking about the cheese that is like blue cheese or gorgonzola cheese, some aged, strong flavored cheese, because
It's got to be able to stand up to this wine.
Absolutely. Has
All
to
right.
stand up to this wine.
Sagrantino is the grape. Look for these wines. Fantastic. You've brought some others.
Yeah, I brought some others just because in Italy you can combine different also experience historical, but also the growth of different grapes. The Montefalco Rosso is another very popular wine that is.
Is it both of these?
Yeah, they're both four. Like
all four of them,
these
okay.
all four are Montefalco Rosso. It is a blend. It's a blend that, according to the regulation in Italy, contains a bit of Sagrantino that creates, of course, the great structure, but also the Sangiovese. Now, the Sangiovese is the famous grape that in Italy is a kind of a master puppeteer behind the Chianti Classico, the Brunello di Montalcino. So it's an indigenous grape of the central part of Italy. It plays an important role. So the blend would be around 60%, 70% Sangiovese grape, 10-15% Sagrantino, and 10-50% of other grapes that are allowed according to the legislation, for example, Merlot, which creates this blend of a very enjoyable wine, very ruby, like in color, red, that you can actually use it for your meal from the beginning to the end.
Nice.
Whereas this guy here is like a horse that you have to tame, like it's a rebellious. It's something that you have to conquer. This wine is an enjoyable wine that it can accompany you throughout your dinner.
Beautiful. Now, are these wines detailed in this?
There are going to be details in these publications that the organization that I represent, the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, is start publishing actually this November. This is the first one. And it's part of our mandate to not only promote the Italian wines, but also try to discuss the different issues, of course, help the Italian producer better understand the legislation here in Canada, because the legislation can be very different from Italy to Canada when it comes to wines and spirit.
That's right.
And other publications that are part of our mandate is just to promote and to champion actually the protagonists of Italian, Canadian here in Toronto, here in Ontario. So these are part of the things that the Italian Chamber of Commerce does when it comes to promoting the Italy and the excellence of Italy in Canada, but also
Nice.
championing the people that are the protagonists here in Ontario.
Isn't that great? Well done. So people are getting a chance to be heard and be seen doing what they love with the wines that they love.
And the events that we're going to be doing, and we do at different levels, yeah.
Thank you so much. This has
You're
been
welcome.
wonderful. So briefly, what are we seeing here? Oh, you've got some events coming up?
Yes, we have some events. It's part of the promotion of the Montefalco wines. We're going to be having different events in the next 2 Mondays, the 16th and the 23rd. We're going to have a walk-around tasting where you're actually going to be able to meet the producers. They're coming from Italy to explain their wines. But also, since our approach is broad, we're going to be doing, of course, some tasting at the LCBO for the wines that are available at the LCBO, and some other tasting at Cheese Boutique. You know, it's the perfect pairing, cheese and wine for people that wants to come visit Cheese Boutique, for instance. In this case, they can also get access to wine that are not available at the LCBO, but they are available through private ordering.
Thank you so much for coming today. I learned so much. So for more information, italchambers.ca and how do you say this one? consorciomontefalco.it/en. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Rogers Media recently announced an exciting partnership with Vice Media, the very popular youth media brand and digital content studio. Viceland is an edgy new specialty channel coming soon. So we sent a camera to the kickoff event down at Vice's world-class multimedia production studios in Liberty Village. Have a look.
Today's a pretty special day for us. This began really a year ago, October, when we formed a partnership with Vice. And this is really the culmination of that and the launch of our new studio here in Toronto. 24,000 square feet, all kinds of production edit suites. We also wanted to announce the launch of Viceland, a new TV channel. It'll be a rebrand of Bio. 24/7 Vice programming, all kinds of Canadian content, all kinds of opportunity for us to reach the millennials, and we really look forward to that.
The launch of this channel, we are, basically completing the holy trinity of media, which is becoming platform agnostic. We have been making video in the digital space for upwards of 10 years now, and with mobile and now with TV, we have our content traveling across all screens.
Is this sort of a kiss and make up between non-traditional media and traditional media?
Well, kiss and make up, but there was never a fight. There was never an argument. No, I think it's just a natural evolution. We had the opportunity to find a partner in Vice that, number one, understood the millennial audience, and number two, happens to produce some of the greatest content anywhere. The quality is second to none. And so to have that 1-2 combination and add to it the skill sets that we bring, the megaphone of Rogers Media, where we can really get the message out across the country, to actually launch a 24/7 channel, Viceland, the end of February, beginning of March, we see an opportunity to really move into the new world, emerging media, digital content, and really target the millennial audience.
Rogers has this wealth of experience in TV and has the distribution, and so that's what we needed, was a partner that understood us and understood that we needed to be left alone to make that content, but we need Rogers in order to get it out there.
Exciting stuff. Well, we're back with Giorgio Tinelli, who is with the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario. We talked a lot about these red wines. We didn't say much about the whites. Can you briefly talk to me about these?
These whites, for example, they're of course the same area, are a perfect example of how wonderful can be wine that's coming from Italy. For example, this one is called Grechetto. Grechetto is a word that derives, of course, from the adjective Greek, because the grape is thought to be basically brought by the Greek colonies before the Romans took over the Italian peninsula. So we're talking about something that is really, really old.
Love the stories behind these wines. Again, here's the website for more information, italchambers.ca and
Consorzio Montefalco.
consorziomontefalco.it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So interesting. Thank you to everybody who's on the show today. Corinne from Charisma Agency and her great ideas on how to brand yourself. Inspired Soapworks so that we're all nice and dry skin free this winter. Adrian Carew with those wonderful fall hairstyles, Toronto popcorn, maple bacon, you've got to get it. And if you like anything about today's show and you want to tweet it, we hope that you will, at Rogers TV Toronto using the hashtag DaytimeTO. Thank you so much for watching.